I can hear the fucking Blue Jays. Oop, spilling the coffee. And we're in. Stirring the coffee with my finger using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize your coffee. And I just burned my finger. That was for George. Salute. It's a morning coffee. It's morning coffee number 12. It's been a while. Good to be back. Oh, it's cold in here. It was 19 when I got in here. The little heater here is struggling to actually kick on. I definitely got the propane going. I got it on low, but I'm going to kick it up high, I think. We'll see. But anyway, today's morning coffee, and I apologize for the big giant fever blister I have on my lip here. I don't know where that came from. I can only assume that there was a Powerade in the refrigerator, and I pulled it out, took the lid off, and I drank it. And I don't know if I cut my lip a little bit, and, you know, some guy must have peed on the cap or something, and now here I go. I got the big herpes on my face. But anyway, today's video is a little different. It's not pipe review or anything like that. But today I just wanted to touch on a few topics. The first one is something I just started doing, and I've always wanted to do for a long time, and that's journaling. And this could be because I'm reading a lot of Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and all that, and Stoicism, and it's important to write your thoughts down. But for some reason, I always struggled back in the day when I was a kid and a teenager. I tried to do it and write my thoughts, but I got all this writer block. But then after reading Meditations and seeing Seneca's notes and all that, I'm like, I've made it too complicated. All I have to do is just write a thought a day. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been writing a thought in the morning usually. Sometimes I get 2 thoughts in the day, but usually when I go to work in the morning, I stop, I pull out the journal, I write my thought of the day, whatever's on my mind, and I put it away, and I go on, I watch YouTube and various other things in the morning. I haven't written in a few days. This is the first time since Thursday morning I've written something, because I remember Wednesday, actually. Wednesday I wrote a thought down, and then Thursday morning, it was nice here, Thursday and Friday especially. I pulled into work, and I could hear the birds, and I rolled down the window, and I just enjoyed the birds singing and spring coming in the air. It was just great. And I can hear the birds, and of course I heard the Blue Jays, as you heard on the intro. That's if I use that intro. I tried to do something special. I don't know if it worked, but maybe I'll throw it in. We'll see. But anyway. So that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to, and you know what? It's kind of therapeutic to write down that one little thought and kind of move on with your day. And so that's been nice. The other thing I wanted to discuss, and I don't know why it's popped into my head, but I've been thinking about, well, there's a few things. So we'll start with the Jeep, the Gladiator, and the Bronco, the Ford Bronco, the one that came out. It's the Badlands, the one that I like. The Badlands with the Sasquatch package and a bunch of other things. So I've been pricing them out. Of course, it's not available in my area just yet. I did reserve one. So I haven't, nothing's going on with that. But my Jeep, the Jeep I have, the Grand Cherokee, is getting long in the tooth. Let's just say that. I had to replace the radiator last month. It's still got some work that needs to be done. So I'm in that point of like, you know, shit or get off the pot. You get a new vehicle, you keep this one. I would love to keep this one. I just don't want to do the maintenance really. And I'd like an upgrade with the fancy technology and the, you know, all that stuff. So I looked at the Gladiator. As you know, I've talked about it before. And the Gladiator is about 10 to 15 grand overpriced. I'd say 10 to 8 to 10 grand overpriced. The Rubicon. Of course I want the Rubicon because, you know, what the hell. Not that I'm really going to be going four-wheel driving around here in Rhode Island or anything like that, but I've always wanted a Rubicon. It's kind of like on my bucket list of vehicles. So that comes about almost $60K for the one I want. and that's like a monthly payment of I think 700 to 800, and that's with good credit, which I have. And I'm like, nah, I don't know. I remember car payments being like 300. This last one I had, I think it was in the ones, 120, 130. I went to a credit union, a local credit union and it drastically changed from what the dealership. I know the dealership charges way more than it should, but by the way, I'm drinking Bulletproof, not Bulletproof, Black Rifle Company Freedom Roast is what I'm drinking, and it's really, really good. I'm mixing it up because I was doing Death Wish, which I love, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit, expand my coffee taste. I'm a coffee guy, but I'm not a big nut about it. To me, coffee's coffee, but I'm trying to expand my horizon, if you will, with coffee. Yeah, so I priced it out, looked at it, and I'm like, oh, that's, and you think about it because you got to pay taxes. In Rhode Island, we have to pay taxes yearly on a car that we own, but that's a whole other story. I don't want to get into that. My fellow Rhode Islanders don't know what I'm talking about. Then you think of the insurance and then the gas because, well, of course, gas prices are going up. What a shock. So those are going up, and the Jeep is not that great on gas. So I'm like, well, I'm really a Jeep guy. I love my Jeeps, but I will entertain the thought, because you only live once, as the kids say, YOLO, right? I would entertain my thought of going with the Bronco. It's almost like the Jeep. It's going after the Jeep. You can remove the doors and all that stuff. And I thought, all right, well, let me go price it out. Let me go figure it all out. So the one I wanted and everything, the Badlands, the Sasquatch package and all that, it came to 52, I think. So it's like $8,000 less, and the payment's like $100 less. And the payment actually came out to, the way I calculated it, was $666. I think that's like telling me I need to get it. But in any case, I am the Doc Lord of podcasting after all. That's what Albert calls me on the Cantina Cast. So I was looking into that. I'm like, here's the thing. I get all pretty much essentially the Jeep stuff, although it's not a Jeep. There's something unique about a Jeep. I've owned Jeeps. I love Jeeps. I've had 2 Wranglers, and of course the Grand Cherokee. There's just something about them. You can't describe it to people unless you've owned a Jeep. But essentially I get that Jeepy kind of feel, but not quite. And the gas mileage is pretty good. And to be honest, I'm not really going off-roading, although I like the idea of having that capability. Of course, I'm going to get the 2-door if I go with the Bronco, which is funny because obviously the Gladiator is a 4-door. And they're really 2 separate things. One's a truck, one's not a truck. So it's an interesting thing. I always wanted a truck, and I've always wanted a Jeep truck. So I don't know. That's where my head is when it comes to the vehicles. I'm not sure. Probably in the summer, early summer, if I decide to do it, we'll see. Or I might not do it at all because I really like not having a car payment. I got to be honest. And that one's paid off. And, if I got to maintain it, so be it. I don't know. We'll see. I got low mileage on that, so. But anyway, the other thing that I've been entertaining is if I do keep this Jeep, which is a good possibility, I've been entertaining getting a motorcycle or a scooter. Now, I'm not looking to get, like I had before, I had my first motorcycle that I love. I miss it, but it got uncomfortable as I got older. It was a Suzuki GSXR 600, which was good for me. That kind of speed, I know people like the 1100s and all that other stuff, and, tool around with the big bikes, the Hayabusas and all that stuff. That's not my speed. I don't ride around like a hooligan or a crazy man or anything like that. I like a nice mellow ride, chilling out, being zen with it. So I'm just looking, if I keep this one, something to tool around from here to work, just good on gas mileage and just fun. I do miss that fun factor with the motorcycle. And I haven't had that in a long, long time. I did sell my bike to my nephew, so it lives on, and I'm happy for him. But anyway, so I've been looking around. There's scooters that I'm like, okay, that's not bad. That's my kind of speed, but it might be too on the low end. Like, it might be too low for me. So then I started looking at and this is funny because these are really, they call them hooligan bikes, is the Honda Grom. It's like a small bike. It's got enough kick and power. It's more than like a moped or a scooter or something like that, and you can have a lot of fun on them, tooling around. So that's an option, and they're very reasonably priced. I think like mid 3K, 3,500 maybe to get one, and so it's very doable. Pay it right off, boom, and you own it, and you can have fun with it. So there's that option. Plus, I think it's cheaper on insurance than where I would go next. Of course, Kawasaki makes one too that's kind of comparable to that. So I've thought of that. But then I went up a little bit further into because I've always wanted a KTM Duke. There's a Super Duke, which is too high end for me. It's too much power that I want or need. I just want something to tool around. And then I saw there's a 390, which is pretty cool. And then there's the 200, which might be where I land. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to get one, but I'm entertaining the idea. I do miss the fun of just tooling around on a bike. The most likely, I mean, the KTM 200 is just it can go on highway speed, which I would probably use, would be more beneficial to me going to work and back from work. So we'll see. But I am hesitant a little bit because not so much that I'm a bad driver. Oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. That I'm a bad driver. It's just there's a lot. And being in Rhode Island, there's a million bad drivers in Rhode Island. I know I see it firsthand daily. And I can be defensive as I could possibly be, but someone on their phone doing this and then hitting me, is it really worth me doing that? I don't know. Not that I'm going crazy or anything like that. I'm very defensive, but, you know, I could be sitting at a red light and someone smack right into me. So I don't know. We'll see. What are your thoughts on the motorcycle? I know a few people said, no, you're crazy. I don't want anything to happen to you. You'd be stupid to do that. I haven't really talked to too many people, but I'm curious, what would you do? Would you get a scooter, which are fun, and it would be great for around town, but I don't go too far around town. I want to go on a little adventures, as you guys know on the channel. I want to go hiking trails and stuff and whatnot. So I do want to explore more this year because last year, like all of us, I was stuck at home. So I want to have a little bit of adventure this summer. So what would you do? The scooter? Would you go the hooligan type of bike, which is a small motorcycle? I'm not sure if it can go on highway speed. I'll have to look this up. I think it's not fast enough. It's close, but not quite. And then, of course, the 200, which can go on the highway. And then the 390, which can go on the highway. It's got a little more pep and stuff. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? And also, I'd like to know, what do you guys think of journaling? Do any of you journal? I know a few of you might journal based on your personalities and how I know of you. But I'm just curious. And lastly, I'll finish with this. I don't want to make this too long. I just got in yesterday the Star Wars pinball from Arcade 1-Up. So I've been playing that. It's been fun. I'm going to do a review for the Cantina Cast. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but I'm going to do it probably tomorrow. Hopefully this ugly thing heals a little bit, which it actually is. It's starting to heal. I put some stuff on it. But I'm going to do the review on the Cantina Cast. Get it out there. It'll be an honest opinion. Last night was funny. I set it all up. I plugged it in. I turned it on. The music's blaring, and all of a sudden, my daughter just come out of nowhere and ran down, and her face lit up, and she was excited. And, of course, kicked me off my own machine, and she started playing. It was really her machine, to be honest. I really got all these arcades for her to play and show her the way we all kind of grew up back in the day. So she had a lot of fun, a blast. I had some fun last night. I actually played, I think it was Boba Fett. I played it, which is it's a virtual pinball machine, so it's not like crazy. But anyway, if I do a review, I will put a link for it on my next video. I'll mention it and whatnot. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, which will be interesting because, well, this video I'm going to try to edit certain things as well. So we'll see if I can do it with tomorrow's video because I'm going to have to do B-roll and all that other stuff. So we'll see. This is going to test my my editing skills, which are very meager, to be honest. And this heater hasn't even kicked on. That's how cold it is. Anyway, I'm out of here, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hopefully I wasn't too boring, but Enjoy your coffee, and I will see you on the next time. Next one. Whatever.